Humans. We're going to start today's message by reminding you that you do not need us to tell you what the energies are, for every single one of you has within yourselves the capacity to sense yourself and the environment around you. However, what's happened with many humans is that many humans have lost the possibility to sense themselves and their environment, and to be attuned to their bodies, their minds, their spirits, and their energy bodies. And so we come forth with simple reminders. And the main one is to know that you know. And it is by committing yourself to the path of discovering the truth about yourself and healing the aspects of you that have been fractured and fragmented off, and by unifying all of this with Source, and then you really start to become not just a magnet, but also the true sensitive being that you came into this planet as. And we mean that in the best way possible. Now, one of the great ways to find yourself connected with all aspects of you is to recognize the cycle of existence and your own personal cycle. Now, there is a cycle and many cycles in Mother Nature. And she reminds you with each of her cycles of how there is an ebb and flow to life. And right now, it is a time for many to work on the land, at least for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. It is a time where you leave the warmth of the inside to come outside and get your hands dirty and to plant the seeds and to enjoy at a later time the fruits that these seeds will bear. So what does this really mean for you in a spiritual sense, in a personal sense? Well, this going outside of working the land, it is about preparing yourself. It is about coming out of the comforts of wherever you've been and to become aware of what it is, the next place, the next sort of journey for you. Because existence is on a continuous path. And you are always shifting and changing. Now, some humans become stagnant and stiff, and they just do not want to move ahead because there's a sense of comfort, of knowingness. But the only way to truly heal, the only way to truly grow, it is to connect with the unknown, to come out and experience the cool air, whether it is the cool air of the spring or the cool air of the fall, and to recognize that a new season is up ahead and to prepare yourself for it. Now, this preparation will look very different for every single one of you, and it requires an awareness from you. It requires you to ask yourself, what is it that's next? What am I being called for? Now, in essence, all of you are being called to live aligned with your personal mission. Now, how this mission manifests itself in 3D reality is different for every single one of you. And that is not as important as aligning yourself with this path and preparing yourself internally, emotionally, spiritually, mentally for this next phase. For some, you will really need to go and work that land and sow those seeds. For others, it will be a time of cleansing, of decluttering within, of opening up the windows and letting in the fresh air. A time of taking inventory. A time of allowing in the light in the dark places so that healing can happen. And of course, this requires a sense of courage for everyone. But this courage is supported by the energies that are flowing into planet Earth, whether you are in the northern or the southern hemisphere. And while this path will look different for every single one of you, we want to remind you that what is universal is the support that is available to all humans. Now, of course, it might not seem like it because there are parts of the world that seem in complete chaos, where there's very little support from, it seems, that anyone. But it is important to recognize that Source is present in everything. And when you align yourselves with the grace of Source, by giving grace every day about what is working, you are one step ahead.